Australia has passed a landmark law banning children under the age of 16 from accessing social media, citing the need to protect their mental health. The legislation approved by Australian lawmakers places the responsibility squarely on social media platforms to prevent underage users from creating accounts. Violations could result in fines of up to $32.4 million. The law, set to take effect in 12 months, has sparked heated debate. While it received broad public support, 77% of Australians backed the measure, and according to a YouGov survey, it has drawn criticism from tech companies, which argue the regulations are vague and impractical to implement. On the other hand, we have Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, who emphasized the government's commitment to protecting young Australians, stating that they want Australian children to have a childhood and they want parents to know the government is in their corner. And they're sending a message through social media companies to clean up their act. The law does not penalize children or their parents for violating the ban. Instead, platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and Snapchat will be required to take reasonable steps to enforce the minimum age requirement. On the other hand, educational platforms such as YouTube and messaging apps like WhatsApp are exempt from the restrictions. Let's in fact listen in.
And world-leading action to make sure that social media companies meet their social responsibility, giving children a childhood and parents peace of mind, and so much more. There will be a different discussion today between parents and their children as a direct result of the action that has been taken here in order to minimise harm from social media, and so much more. The legislation that's been passed this week will help people under pressure, but also build Australia's future. And on that note, Mr Speaker, I move that the House do now adjourn and wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a peaceful and joyous New Year. And world-leading action to make...
We have with us my colleague Brian Thomas joining us on the telecast. Brian, good morning to you. And now we're seeing in a first, Australia has passed a landmark law banning children under the age of 16 and from using social media platforms. What does this mean for the social media firms, and what does this this law means when it comes to the growing need of governance over the digital platforms?
Well, Ria, definitely now the Australian government that is led by Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has enacted groundbreaking laws that sets 16 years as the minimum age for accessing social media. Now, this legislation also passed the lower house of parliament that happened on Wednesday and was approved by the Senate also on Thursday with bipartisan support as well. Now, there was a joint media release also where Minister Anthony Albanese and Minister for Communication Michelle Rowland also stated that the law was the result of extensive consultations with the stakeholders, including young people, parents, child development experts, academics, and even community organizations as well. Now, Minister Rowland also explained that the decision is set the minimum age at 16 years is based on extensive consultation, and also this new law that is titled the Online Safety Amendment Social Media Minimum Age Bill 2024 requires social media platforms to take reasonable steps to prevent individuals under 16 from creating accounts. Now, companies that fail to enforce these age restrictions could face fines also of up to 49.5 million Australian dollars, which is approximately 32 million US dollars. For systematic non-compliance, while platforms like Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram and X will be covered under the law. Others that include YouTube and other messaging apps such as WhatsApp are likely to exempt. Importantly, users will not be required to provide government-issued identification for age verification, a measure included to address privacy concerns that is raised by the Conservative opposition as well. Now, Anthony Albanese also emphasized the significance of the legislation, stating they need to do everything as they can to keep their kids safe, and wherever he says that wherever he goes in Australia, one of the biggest concerns for parents is the impact of social media on the children's well-being as well. Now, the government has also rather said that they are committed to ensuring that young Australians retain access to online services, providing education and health services and resources as well. And even Minister Rowland also noted that social media has a social responsibility for the safety of the users as well. And this law also marks a very unique and rather it's going to be a very significant step that time will tell in now enhancing online safety for young Australians during critical development stages. Yes.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.